What separates the most effective people in the world from everyone else? Is it talent, hard work, or perhaps something entirely different? Imagine having a blueprint, a timeless guide to help you achieve success in every area of your life: personal growth, relationships, and professional achievements. That's exactly what Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People offers. This book isn't just another self-help manual. It's a revolutionary framework for becoming the best version of yourself while positively impacting the people around you. Published in 1989, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is more than just a self-help book. It's a philosophy for personal and professional effectiveness. Stephen Covey, a renowned educator, author, and leadership expert, created this framework after years of studying what makes people truly successful. Covey believed that long-lasting effectiveness comes not from quick fixes or shallow techniques, but from deeply rooted principles. The book introduces 7 habits that, when practiced consistently, can transform the way you think, act, and interact with others. These habits are designed to help you take control of your life, focus on what truly matters, and build strong, meaningful relationships. Covey's approach bridges personal growth and interpersonal success, making it a complete guide for thriving in any environment. So, why does this book matter? For starters, it has sold over 40 million copies worldwide and is widely regarded as one of the most influential self-help books ever written. Leaders, entrepreneurs, students, and even parents have used these habits to navigate challenges and achieve lasting success. Its timeless wisdom applies to anyone seeking to live a balanced, productive, and purpose-driven life. What sets this book apart is its focus on character development. Covey emphasizes that real success begins from within. It's not about chasing shortcuts or quick wins, but building a foundation of integrity, self-discipline, and a commitment to principles. In today's fast-paced and often chaotic world, where distractions and superficial achievements dominate, Covey's message is a refreshing reminder of what truly matters. Think about it. How often do we prioritize urgent tasks over important ones? How often do we react to life rather than proactively shape it? This book challenges those patterns and offers a clear path to meaningful change. Let's briefly introduce the 7 habits that we'll explore in detail throughout this video. 1. Be proactive. Take responsibility for your actions and focus on what you can control. This habit is all about recognizing that you are the creator of your own life. 2. Begin with the end in mind. Define your vision and goals before you act. Covey encourages us to start with a clear picture of what we want to achieve. 3. Put first things. First, prioritize what matters most over what feels urgent. Learn to align your daily actions with your long-term vision. 4. Think win-win. Seek mutual benefit in all your interactions. It's about building relationships based on trust and collaboration rather than competition. 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Master the art of empathetic listening. Before jumping to solutions or expressing your viewpoint, truly understand others. 6. Synergize. Work together to achieve results greater than the sum of individual efforts. Covey explains how teamwork and valuing differences create synergy. 7. Sharpen the saw. Continuously renew and improve yourself across physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. This habit ensures you stay balanced and effective in the long run. These habits are divided into 2 categories: private victory and public victory. The first 3 habits focus on personal growth and independence. The next 3 emphasize building interdependence and effective relationships. Finally, the 7th habit ties it all together, ensuring consistent growth and renewal. Now that we've set the stage, let's dive into habit 1. Be proactive. This habit is the foundation of personal effectiveness and teaches you how to take control of your life by focusing on what truly matters. Let's get started. Habit 1. Be proactive. Be proactive is the foundation of all other habits. Stephen Covey describes this habit as the ability to take responsibility for your own life. It's about realizing that you are not a product of your circumstances, but a product of your choices. In other words, being proactive means focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. Proactivity is more than just taking initiative. It's about recognizing that our behavior is a function of our decisions, not our conditions. Covey introduces the concept of the circle of influence versus circle of concern to help us understand this habit better. Covey explains that every individual has two circles in their life. First, circle of concern. This includes everything we worry about but cannot control, such as the economy, other people's opinions, or global events. Second, circle of influence. This consists of things we can control, such as our attitudes, reactions, and choices. Proactive people focus on their circle of influence. They put energy into things they can change, which causes their influence to expand. Reactive people, on the other hand, focus on their circle of concern, wasting energy on things beyond their control. This shrinks their influence over time. Covey encourages us to take a moment and reflect. Where do we focus our energy? Are we investing in things we can influence, or are we trapped in worry about things beyond our control? Proactivity. Key lessons. 1. Taking responsibility for your life. Being proactive means owning your actions, decisions, and even your mindset. Instead of blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck, proactive individuals look inward and ask, what can I do about this? For example, if you're unhappy in your job, instead of complaining about your boss or workload, focus on steps you can take, whether that's improving your skills, seeking a new role, or addressing issues directly. 2. The power of language. Covey highlights how language reveals whether we are being proactive or reactive. Reactive language shifts responsibility to external factors. Oh, I have no choice. Oh, he makes me so angry. Oh, there's nothing I can do. Proactive language, on the other hand, reflects accountability. Oh, I choose to respond calmly. Oh, I'll find a solution. Oh, let's focus on what we can control. 3. Freedom to choose. Covey emphasizes that between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose. Reactive people often let emotions or circumstances dictate their actions, but proactive individuals pause, reflect, and then decide how to respond. This ability to pause and choose is what separates effective people from the rest. 4. Focus on your values. Proactivity is grounded in living according to your values, not your feelings or external pressures. For example, if honesty is one of your core values, a proactive person will choose to be truthful even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Proactivity in Action 1. The story of Viktor Frankl. One of the most compelling examples of proactivity Covey shares is the story of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. Despite enduring unimaginable suffering in Nazi concentration camps, Frankl discovered that while he couldn't control his circumstances, he could control his response to them. He found meaning in his suffering and used that meaning to survive and inspire others. Frankl's story is a testament to the power of choice, even in the direst situations. 2. Personal example, career growth. Imagine someone stuck in a stagnant career. A reactive individual might say, "My boss doesn't recognize my potential," or "The economy is bad, I'm stuck here." A proactive person, however, would take steps to grow, pursuing additional training, networking, or seeking feedback to improve performance. By focusing on what they can control, they open doors for advancement. 3. The big rocks. Analogy. Covey uses the big rocks metaphor to illustrate proactivity in time management. Imagine you have a jar, your day, and you need to fit in big rocks, important tasks, and small pebbles, less critical activities. If you fill the jar with pebbles first, the big rocks won't fit. But if you prioritize the big rocks, the pebbles will naturally fill the gaps. Proactive people focus on their big rocks, their priorities, before letting smaller distractions consume their time. Practical applications of Habit 1. To truly embrace proactivity, Covey provides actionable steps. 1. Identify your circle of influence. Take a moment to list your concerns and categorize them into what you can and cannot control. Focus on expanding your circle of influence by taking small, consistent actions. Practice proactive language. Replace "I can't" with "I choose." Replace "I have to" with "I get to." Replace "That's just the way I am" with "I can improve." 3. Set proactive goals. Focus on one area of your life where you feel stuck or reactive. Set a specific goal to address it proactively. For example, if you've been feeling stressed about your health, set a goal to exercise 3 times a week and plan your meals in advance. Pause before reacting. Before responding to a stressful situation, take a deep breath and ask yourself, oh, what's within my control? Oh, how can I respond in line with my values? 5. Create a personal mission statement. Define your values and what you stand for. Write a mission statement that reflects your principles and use it to guide your actions. Deeper reflection, challenges to proactivity. 1. Breaking the habit of reactivity. Many of us are conditioned to react rather than act. Breaking this cycle requires awareness and deliberate practice. Start small by identifying triggers that cause reactive behavior and brainstorming proactive alternatives. 2. Overcoming victim mentality. Reactive people often fall into a victim mindset, believing life happens to them. Proactive individuals shift this narrative by recognizing their power to shape their experiences. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today to move forward? Be proactive is about taking control of your life by focusing on what you can influence and choosing your responses wisely. It's the foundation for all other habits because it empowers you to act based on your values rather than react to external circumstances. Proactivity is not just a habit. It's a mindset that transforms how you approach every challenge and opportunity. As Stephen Covey says, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response. Now that we've built the foundation with Habit 1, let's move on to Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind, where we'll learn the importance of creating a clear vision for our future and aligning our actions to achieve it. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind is about envisioning the life you want to create and aligning your actions with your ultimate goals. Stephen Covey emphasizes the importance of having a clear vision for your life. Without it, you risk drifting through life, reacting to circumstances rather than proactively designing your future. Covey explains that all things are created twice, first in the mind, mental creation, and then in the physical world, physical creation. To live an effective and meaningful life, you must take the time to mentally create your vision and ensure your daily actions align with it. The power of vision. Covey asks us to imagine attending our funeral. What would you want your family, friends, colleagues, and community to say about you? This exercise is not meant to be morbid, but to clarify what truly matters. You can define your core values and purpose by identifying what you want to be remembered for. This clarity helps you prioritize actions and decisions that contribute to your long-term goals, rather than getting lost in the busyness of daily life. A central component of Habit 2 is creating a personal mission statement. This statement serves as a compass, guiding your decisions and actions based on your core values and purpose. It reflects who you want to be, character, and what you want to achieve, contributions and goals. Steps to create a personal mission statement. 1. Reflect on your core values. Identify the principles you want to live by. Examples include integrity, kindness, and perseverance. 2. Define your roles. Consider the key roles in your life, such as being a parent, partner, professional, or community member. 3. Visualize your ideal future. Picture your ideal life in each role. What kind of parent, partner, or professional do you want to be? 4. Write it down. Create a concise statement that captures your vision and values. Example: to live a life of integrity and kindness, continuously grow in knowledge and character, and contribute positively to my family, community, and profession. This mission statement serves as a guiding star, helping you make decisions that align with your core purpose. Key lessons. 1. Clarity prevents. Drift. Without a clear vision, it's easy to be swept along by life's demands. A strong sense of purpose keeps you grounded and focused. 2. Align daily actions with goals. Covey stresses the importance of ensuring that what you do daily aligns with your long-term vision. This alignment prevents wasted effort on things that don't truly matter. 3. The roles you play. Understanding the roles you play in life, such as a parent, friend, or leader, allows you to create a balanced approach to living your purpose. The Lighthouse Principle, a story of unchanging values. Imagine a naval ship navigating through a dense fog at night. The captain of the ship, seeing a light ahead, instructs his signalman to send a message. "Move aside, we are on a collision course." Moments later, the response comes back. "No, you move." The captain, slightly annoyed, orders a second message. "I am a captain in the United States Navy. I command you to move your course." The reply is quick and firm. "I am a second-class seaman." "No, you move." Frustrated and believing his authority is being challenged, the captain sends one final warning. "This is an order. I am commanding a battleship. Move your course immediately." The reply comes back calmly. "I am a lighthouse." Your move. This story captures the essence of habit 2, begin with the end in mind. The lighthouse symbolizes principles, unchanging, immovable truths that remain constant no matter what external circumstances arise. No matter how powerful, authoritative, or reactive someone might be, principles like integrity, honesty, and service will not shift. Instead, we must align ourselves with these foundational values. Covey uses this story to remind us that principles should guide our decisions, much like a lighthouse guides ships safely through dangerous waters. When we base our actions on timeless values rather than fleeting circumstances, we avoid unnecessary conflict and chart a steady course toward success and fulfillment. Practical applications. Create a vision board. Gather images and words that represent your ideal life. Display them where you can see them daily as a reminder of your goals. 2. Write your eulogy. Imagine what you want others to say about you at your funeral. Use this exercise to identify your core values and what you want to achieve in life. 3. Set SMART goals. Break down your vision into specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. For example, long-term goal, become financially independent within 10 years. Short-term goal, save $500 this month by reducing unnecessary expenses. 4. Review your mission statement regularly. Revisit your mission statement periodically to ensure it still reflects your values and aspirations. Update it as needed. 5. Use visualization techniques. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your ideal life. Imagine yourself succeeding in your key roles and living out your mission. Real-life example, building a legacy. Consider a professional who spends years climbing the corporate ladder only to realize they've neglected their family. By applying habit 2, they can redefine success, balancing career goals with family and personal fulfillment. This habit helps avoid ladder climbing, only to find it's leaning against the wrong wall. Connection to the time management matrix. Covey's time management matrix, introduced in habit 3, ties closely to habit 2. Quadrant 2 activities, important but not urgent tasks, are where you plan and execute your vision. Habit 2 helps you identify these tasks and prioritize them effectively. Begin with the end in mind is about defining your destination and aligning your actions to reach it. By creating a personal mission statement and staying anchored to your values, you ensure that your life's ladder is leaning against the right wall. As Stephen Covey says, if you carefully consider what you want to be said of you in the funeral experience, you will find your definition of success. Now that we've defined the end goal, let's move on to habit 3, put first things first, where we'll learn how to prioritize our daily actions to align with our vision. Habit 3, put first things. First, put first things first is about time management and prioritization. While habit 1 teaches us to be proactive and take responsibility for our actions, and habit 2 focuses on defining our vision. Habit 3 helps us organize our time and efforts to achieve that vision. It's where you move from intention to execution. Covey emphasizes that effective people prioritize what truly matters, their goals, values, and long-term vision, over distractions, emergencies, and things that feel urgent but lack real importance. The core idea is to focus on important, not urgent tasks, which Covey identifies as the key to long-term success and fulfillment. The time management matrix. One of the most important tools Covey introduces in Habit 3 is the time management matrix. This framework divides tasks into 4 quadrants based on urgency and importance. 1. Quadrant 1, urgent and important. These are crises, emergencies, and pressing deadlines. While some Quadrant 1 activities are unavoidable, spending too much time here leads to stress and burnout. Second quadrant, 2, not urgent but important. These tasks include planning, building relationships, and personal development. Covey calls this the quadrant of effectiveness because it's where you focus on activities that prevent crises and yield long-term results. Third quadrant, 3, urgent but not important. These are distractions, like unnecessary meetings or interruptions, that feel urgent but don't contribute to your goals. Fourth quadrant, 4, not urgent and not important. These activities include mindless scrolling on social media or excessive TV watching. Spending time here leads to wasted potential. Covey stresses the importance of spending most of your time in Quadrant 2, focusing on tasks that align with your long-term goals and values. By doing so, you reduce the time spent in Quadrants 1 and 3, avoiding unnecessary stress and wasted effort. The big rocks analogy. To explain prioritization, Covey uses the big rocks analogy. Imagine you have a jar representing your time. Next to it, you have big rocks, important tasks, smaller pebbles, less important tasks, and sand, minor distractions. If you fill the jar with sand first, there will be no room for the rocks. But if you place the big rocks first, followed by the pebbles and then the sand, everything fits. The lesson? Always schedule your big rocks first, the tasks that truly matter. If you don't prioritize them, the less important tasks will consume your time and energy. Practical steps to put first things. First 1. Identify your big rocks. Write down your most important tasks for the week. These should align with your long-term goals and personal mission statement. 2. Weekly planning. Schedule your big rocks first. Use a planner or digital calendar to block time for Quadrant 2 activities like exercise, family time, or skill development. Third, say no to distractions. Learn to say no to Quadrant 3 tasks, such as unnecessary meetings or interruptions. Politely decline or delegate tasks that don't align with your priorities. Fourth batch. Similar tasks. Group similar tasks together to improve efficiency. For example, set aside specific times for checking emails rather than doing it throughout the day. 5. Review daily. At the end of each day, review your progress and adjust your plan for tomorrow. This keeps you on track and accountable. Story of. The busy executive Covey shares the story of a high-level executive who, despite working tirelessly for years, constantly felt overwhelmed and unfulfilled. This individual was drowning in meetings, phone calls, and urgent deadlines, leaving no room for what truly mattered, his long-term goals and personal life. His relentless pursuit of getting everything done led to stress, burnout, and the realization that he was making little meaningful progress in either his career or personal life. When Covey met the executive, he encouraged him to pause and reflect. Together, they identified the key areas that truly mattered in his life, his big rocks. These included spending quality time with his family. The executive realized that despite his career success, he was missing out on moments with his children and spouse, leading to feelings of guilt and regret. Yoran, strategic planning for his business. Instead of reacting to daily crises, he needed to focus on long-term strategies to achieve sustainable success. And maintaining his health. Neglected over the years, his health was suffering due to poor eating habits, lack of exercise, and constant stress. Covey introduced the executive to the big rocks analogy and helped him redefine his approach to time management. He was instructed to schedule his big rocks first, blocking time for family dinners, weekly exercise routines, and uninterrupted sessions for strategic business planning. Only after these priorities were in place did he allocate time for less critical tasks. Initially, the executive struggled with saying no to urgent but less important demands on his time. However, as he consistently focused on his big rocks, he noticed a profound change. His relationships with his family improved, his stress levels decreased, and his business began thriving under thoughtful long-term strategies. The story of the busy executive is a powerful reminder that managing time effectively isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. By focusing on what truly matters, you can achieve balance, reduce stress, and create a more meaningful life. Key lessons. The power of prioritization. Effective people focus on quadrant 2 activities, preventing crises and creating long-term value. 2. Balance and renewal. Prioritizing important tasks ensures you have time for personal renewal and relationships, preventing burnout. 3. Discipline. Overconvenience. Putting first things first requires discipline to focus on what's important rather than what's easy or urgent. 4. Say yes to the right things. By saying yes to your priorities, you're saying no to distractions and time wasters. Practical applications. 1. Create a weekly Big Rocks plan. Write down your most important tasks and schedule them into your week before adding other commitments. 2. Use the Eisenhower matrix. Adapt the time management matrix to categorize tasks each day, focusing on quadrant 2 activities. 3. Set boundaries. Limit time spent on quadrants 3 and 4 by turning off notifications, setting boundaries with coworkers, and scheduling focused work sessions. 4. Reflect on your day. End each day by reflecting on whether you focused on your priorities. Adjust your plan as needed for tomorrow. 5. Automate or delegate. Identify tasks that can be automated or delegated, freeing up more time for important activities. Put first things first is where vision meets action. You create a life aligned with your goals and values by prioritizing important tasks over urgent distractions. This habit is about living intentionally, ensuring that your daily actions contribute to your long-term success. As Stephen Covey says, the key is in not spending time, but in investing it. Now that we've learned how to prioritize effectively, let's move on to habit 4, think win-win, where we'll explore how to build successful and mutually beneficial relationships. Habit 4, think win-win. Think win-win is about cultivating a mindset of mutual benefit in interactions and relationships. Stephen Covey defines this habit as the belief that success doesn't have to come at the expense of others. Instead, effective relationships and collaborations are built on the principle that everyone can win. Covey explains that win-win is not a technique or strategy. It's a philosophy of human interaction. It emphasizes respect, integrity, and the abundance mentality, the belief that there's enough success, resources, and opportunities for everyone. By adopting a win-win approach, you foster trust, collaboration, and long-term success in both personal and professional relationships. The 6 paradigms of human interaction. Covey outlines 6 paradigms or approaches to human interaction. While only one represents true effectiveness, understanding the others can help you recognize and avoid counterproductive patterns. 1. Win-win seeks mutual benefit. Both parties feel satisfied and invested in the outcome. Example: 2 business partners agree on a profit-sharing model that benefits both. 2. Win-lose focuses on personal gain at the expense of others. Example: a manager taking credit for a team member's work to get a promotion. 3. Lose-win prioritizes others' needs while neglecting your own, often leads to resentment. Example: agreeing to a deal that puts you at a disadvantage just to avoid conflict. 4. Lose arises from spite or destructive competition where both parties suffer. Example: a contentious divorce where both parties sabotage each other. 5. Win focuses solely on personal success, disregarding others' outcomes. Example: a salesperson prioritizing commission over customer satisfaction. 6. Win-win or no deal agrees only if both parties can benefit, otherwise they walk away. Example: a negotiation where both sides seek value but respectfully agree to disagree if a mutual benefit isn't possible. Covey highlights that win-win or win-lose or no deal are the only sustainable paradigms for building trust and maintaining effective relationships. Key lessons. 1. The abundance mentality. People with a scarcity mindset see life as a zero-sum game, where someone's gain is another's loss. The abundance mentality recognizes that there's enough success and opportunity for everyone. 2. Empathy and courage. Achieving win-win requires balancing empathy, understanding others' perspectives, with courage, standing up for your own needs. 3. Building trust. Trust is the foundation of win-win. When people trust you, they are more likely to collaborate openly and seek mutual benefit. 4. Long-term thinking. Win-win focuses on relationships over immediate outcomes. Sacrificing short-term gains for long-term trust and collaboration leads to sustainable success. Story of the orange negotiation. Two individuals find themselves in a heated argument over a single orange. Each insists they need the entire fruit, and neither is willing to budge. After an extended period of conflict, they reluctantly agree to cut the orange in half, each taking one portion. On the surface, this seems like a fair compromise, but as they walk away, it becomes clear that this decision has left both of them dissatisfied. One person needed only the peel of the orange to bake a cake, while the other wanted the juice to quench their thirst. By failing to communicate and explore each other's true needs, they both ended up with only half of what they needed, leaving the juice drinker with useless peel and the baker with insufficient zest. The win-win solution. If the two had taken the time to discuss their underlying interests, they could have achieved a true win-win solution. The baker could have kept the entire peel for their recipe, and the juice drinker could have taken all the juice. Both parties would have walked away completely satisfied with everything they needed. The lesson. This story highlights the importance of understanding the other person's needs before jumping to solutions. Effective communication and mutual understanding often uncover creative solutions that benefit everyone. Covey emphasizes that a true win-win mindset isn't about compromise, it's about synergy, working together to find outcomes where everyone wins. In every negotiation or conflict, asking simple questions like, "What do you need?" or "Why is this important to you?" can reveal the other person's priorities. This understanding paves the way for collaboration and innovation, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for mutual gain. Practical applications. 1. Focus on mutual benefit. In negotiations, ask, "How can we both win?" Look for creative solutions that address both parties' needs. 2. Practice empathic listening. Understand others' perspectives before presenting your own. This builds trust and uncovers hidden opportunities for collaboration. 3. Use the emotional bank account. Build trust in relationships by consistently making deposits, acts of kindness, honesty, and respect. Trust enables effective win-win outcomes. 4. Develop win-win agreements. Clearly define expectations, responsibilities, and outcomes to ensure both parties feel satisfied and committed. 5. Adopt win-win or no deal. If a mutually beneficial solution isn't possible, walk away respectfully. This prevents resentment and preserves relationships. Real-life example, business partnership. Imagine two companies negotiating a partnership. One company specializes in innovative products but struggles with distribution, while the other has a strong logistics network but lacks cutting-edge offerings. Rather than competing, they agree to collaborate. The first company supplies exclusive products, and the second handles distribution. This win-win partnership benefits both companies, leading to increased profits and a stronger market position. By focusing on mutual strengths and shared goals, they achieve more together than they could individually. Key steps to think win-win. 1. Shift your mindset. Embrace the abundance mentality. Recognize that others' success doesn't diminish your own. 2. Communicate openly. Be transparent about your goals and needs while encouraging others to share theirs. 3. Look for creative solutions. Brainstorm ideas that address everyone's priorities. Avoid rigid thinking or compromises that leave both sides dissatisfied. 4. Build long-term relationships. Prioritize trust and mutual respect over quick wins. Strong relationships create ongoing opportunities for collaboration. 5. Evaluate success fairly. After reaching an agreement, check in with all parties to ensure they feel satisfied and valued. Think win-win. teaches us that success doesn't have to be a competition. By fostering mutual benefit, building trust, and embracing an abundance mentality, you create stronger relationships and achieve sustainable success. As Stephen Covey says, win-win is not a technique, it's a total philosophy of human interaction. Now that we've learned how to build relationships based on mutual benefit, let's move on to habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood, where we'll explore the art of empathetic communication. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood is about mastering the art of empathetic communication. Stephen Covey highlights that most people listen not with the intent to understand, but with the intent to reply. They filter everything through their perspective, often planning their response while the other person is still speaking. Covey explains that effective communication requires a genuine understanding of the other person's thoughts, feelings, and needs. Only when you truly understand someone can you respond in a way that fosters trust, collaboration, and mutual respect. This habit is the foundation of strong relationships, whether in personal, professional, or social settings. The importance of empathic listening. Empathic listening goes beyond hearing words. It involves fully understanding the speaker's emotions and perspective. Covey describes 5 levels of listening. 1. Ignoring, not listening at all. 2. Pretending, giving minimal attention, e.g., nodding or saying "uh-huh" without truly engaging. 3. Selective listening, hearing only parts of the conversation that interest you. 4. Attentive listening, focusing on the speaker's words, but not their emotions. 5. Empathic listening, fully understanding both the content and the feelings behind the speaker's words. Empathic listening requires putting aside your agenda and stepping into the other person's shoes. It builds trust, reduces misunderstandings, and fosters deeper connections. Key lessons. 1. Understand before responding. Instead of jumping to conclusions or offering advice, focus on understanding the other person's perspective. 2. Avoid autobiographical responses. Don't filter what others say through your own experiences. Statements like, "I know exactly how you feel," or "when I was in your situation," can come across as dismissive. 3. The emotional bank account. Empathic listening deposits trust into the emotional bank account. When people feel understood, they are more likely to trust you and reciprocate with openness. 4. Build a safe space. Create an environment where the other person feels comfortable sharing their true thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. Story: The Doctor and the Patient. Covey shares a relatable story about a patient visiting a doctor. The patient says, "I've been having terrible headaches lately." Without asking any questions, the doctor interrupts, pulls out a prescription pad and says, "Take these pills. They should help." The patient hesitates and says, "But you don't even know what's wrong." The doctor replies, "Don't worry, I've seen this before." As the patient leaves, they feel uneasy. Without a proper diagnosis or understanding of their unique symptoms, the prescription feels generic and impersonal. The treatment might work, but it also might miss the mark entirely. The patient wonders, why didn't the doctor ask more questions? Doesn't my experience matter? This story illustrates how often people jump to solutions without fully understanding the problem. Just as a doctor must diagnose before prescribing, we must seek to understand before offering advice or responses. Without understanding the root of an issue, even well-intentioned solutions may miss the mark. Covey compares this scenario to how we often communicate. We hear a snippet of someone's concerns and immediately respond with advice, judgments, or solutions based on our own experiences. This approach, while natural, can alienate the other person and prevent meaningful connection. Empathic listening, on the other hand, involves asking questions, seeking clarity, and showing genuine interest in understanding the other person's unique perspective. It's the equivalent of a doctor taking the time to thoroughly examine and diagnose before prescribing a tailored treatment. The key takeaway? Slow down, listen deeply, and prioritize understanding before responding. Just as the patient needed a doctor who would take the time to listen, The people in our lives need us to approach conversations with curiosity, empathy, and patience. Covey shares a relatable story about a patient visiting a doctor. The patient says, "I've been having terrible headaches lately." Without asking any questions, the doctor interrupts, pulls out a prescription pad, and says, "Take these pills, they should help." The patient hesitates and says, "But you don't even know what's wrong." The doctor replies, "Don't worry, I've seen this before." This story illustrates how often people jump to solutions without fully understanding the problem. Just as a doctor must diagnose before prescribing, we must seek to understand before offering advice or responses. Without understanding the root of an issue, even well-intentioned solutions may miss the mark. Practical steps to practice. Empathic. Listening 1. Focus fully on the speaker. Eliminate distractions, make eye contact, and show genuine interest. 2. Listen without interrupting. Resist the urge to interject, correct, or offer advice prematurely. Let the speaker finish their thoughts. 3. Reflect and clarify. Repeat back what you hear to confirm your understanding. For example, "So you're feeling frustrated because your ideas weren't acknowledged?" 4. Observe nonverbal cues. Pay attention to body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. These often reveal more than words. 5. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage the speaker to elaborate by asking questions like, "Can you tell me more about that?" Or, "How did that make you feel?" 6. Hold back your response. Avoid offering advice or solutions until the speaker feels fully understood. The importance of being understood. Once you've understood the other person's perspective, the second part of Habit 5 is about expressing your ideas clearly and respectfully. Covey emphasizes, be transparent, share your thoughts and feelings honestly, speak to their needs, frame your message in a way that resonates with the other person's perspective. Use I statements. Avoid blame by focusing on your feelings and experiences. For example, "I feel concerned about this deadline," instead of, "You're not taking this seriously." Real life. Example, conflict resolution. Imagine two co-workers in conflict over how to approach a project. One feels the project should prioritize speed, while the other emphasizes thoroughness. Instead of arguing, the first co-worker practices empathic listening. They ask, "Can you explain why you feel thoroughness is so important for this project?" After listening, they reflect, "I see that you're concerned about quality and avoiding mistakes." This builds trust and encourages the second coworker to reciprocate. They then hear the first person's perspective on meeting tight deadlines. By seeking mutual understanding, they collaborate to find a balanced solution that satisfies both priorities. Habit 5 builds directly on Habit 4. To achieve win-win outcomes, you must first seek to understand the other person's goals and concerns. Empathic listening creates the trust and clarity needed for mutually beneficial solutions. Seek first to understand, then to be understood is the cornerstone of effective communication. By mastering empathic listening and expressing your ideas clearly, you build trust, resolve conflicts, and strengthen relationships. As Stephen Covey says, when you listen to another person from their point of view and reflect to them that understanding, it's like giving them emotional oxygen. Now that we've learned the power of understanding, let's move on to Habit 6, Synergize, where we'll explore how teamwork and collaboration can create extraordinary results. Habit 6, Synergize. Synergize is about the magic that happens when people work together creatively and effectively. Synergy is not just cooperation, it's collaboration at its highest level. Stephen Covey describes it as the principle that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When synergy occurs, individuals combine their strengths, talents, and perspectives to achieve outcomes far beyond what they could accomplish alone. Synergy thrives in environments where differences are embraced, trust is established, and communication is open. It's the habit that transforms good teams into extraordinary ones and simple ideas into groundbreaking innovations. The principles of synergy. 1. Value differences. Differences among people are often seen as obstacles. However, Covey explains that these differences, whether in opinion, skill, culture, or experience, are strengths. Each person brings a unique perspective that can enhance the group's overall effectiveness. Valuing differences means shifting your mindset to see diversity as an opportunity rather than a challenge. Example: a marketing team might have a mix of creative thinkers, data analysts, and detail-oriented planners. By valuing these differences, the team can create campaigns that are not only innovative, but also data-driven and well-executed. 2. Trust and open communication. Synergy flourishes in environments where trust is strong. Without trust, people hold back their ideas and collaboration suffers. Open communication, where everyone feels safe to share thoughts without fear of judgment, is essential for building trust. Key tip: start team discussions with ground rules like no idea is a bad idea to encourage openness and mutual respect. The third alternative: compromise often feels like a lose-lose situation where both parties sacrifice something. Synergy, on the other hand, seeks a third alternative, a solution that is better than what either party initially proposed. This requires creativity, open-mindedness, and a willingness to think beyond the obvious. Example: two departments might disagree on resource allocation. Instead of splitting resources evenly, a compromise, they work together to optimize schedules, allowing each department full access to the resources at different times. Story of the Goose and the Golden Eggs. Stephen Covey uses the timeless fable of the goose and the golden eggs to illustrate the principles of synergy and balance. In the fable, a farmer discovers that his goose lays a golden egg every day. These eggs are of immense value, and the farmer quickly becomes wealthy. Initially, he is thrilled by this steady flow of riches, but over time, his greed begins to grow. He becomes impatient, wanting all the golden eggs immediately. Driven by this desire, he kills the goose, expecting to retrieve a treasure trove of golden eggs. However, he finds nothing inside, and now he has lost both the daily golden eggs and the goose that produced them. The synergy connection. This story is a metaphor for synergy in relationships, organizations, and personal growth. The goose represents the production capability, PC, the source of value, such as a team's ability to work together, an individual's health, or a system's efficiency. The golden eggs symbolize the production, P, the results or outcomes generated by this capability. When you focus solely on the golden eggs, the results, without nurturing the goose, the source, you destroy the very thing that enables long-term success. In a team setting. Imagine a work team that has been performing exceptionally well. Each member contributes their unique strengths, and the group consistently delivers high-quality results. The goose, in this case, is the team's synergy, their ability to collaborate effectively and produce results far greater than the sum of their efforts. Now suppose management, focused only on short-term results, begins to push the team harder and harder without addressing their well-being. Team members become overworked, trust erodes, and conflicts arise. Eventually, the synergy that allowed the team to produce exceptional outcomes is lost. The goose has been sacrificed for the golden eggs. If the organization had instead prioritized the health and harmony of the team through open communication, fair workload distribution, and recognition of individual contributions, the goose would have continued producing golden eggs indefinitely. Personal example: self-care. This principle also applies on a personal level. Think of your health as the goose. If you neglect rest, proper nutrition, and exercise in the pursuit of immediate productivity, the golden eggs, you may achieve short-term results. However, over time, your physical and mental health will deteriorate, reducing your ability to produce at all. Conversely, if you invest time and effort into maintaining your health, eating well, exercising regularly, and taking breaks, you ensure that your capacity to perform remains strong, enabling sustainable success. The lesson. The story of the goose and the golden eggs teaches us the importance of balance between production, results, and production capability, the source of those results. Synergy is about recognizing this balance and nurturing both. Whether it's a relationship, a team, or yourself, prioritizing the health and well-being of the source ensures continued success over the long term. The key takeaway is this: Protect the goose, and the golden eggs will follow. Synergy thrives when we focus not just on immediate outcomes, but also on maintaining and enhancing the systems and relationships that produce those outcomes. Key lessons. 1. Celebrate diversity. Differences bring new perspectives and ideas. By celebrating diversity, you can uncover creative solutions that wouldn't emerge in a homogeneous group. Example, in a family setting, parents and children often have different perspectives. A teenager may propose a creative solution to a problem that a parent hadn't considered. By listening and valuing that input, families can find better ways to solve problems together. 2. Build relationships. First, strong relationships are the foundation of synergy. When people trust each other and feel valued, they are more likely to collaborate effectively. Building relationships involves investing time in understanding others, expressing appreciation, and fostering mutual respect. Key tip: schedule regular team-building activities to strengthen relationships within a group or organization. 3. Encourage open dialogue. Effective communication is key to synergy. Create an environment where all voices are heard and no one feels dismissed or undervalued. When people feel safe to share ideas, the group benefits from a wider range of perspectives. Example: in a brainstorming session, encourage quieter team members to share their thoughts by asking for their input directly. 5. Focus on strengths. Everyone brings unique strengths to the table. By recognizing and leveraging these strengths, you can maximize the group's potential. Key tip: use tools like StrengthsFinder or DISC assessments to identify individual strengths within a team and assign tasks accordingly. Practical steps to practice. Synergy. 1. Encourage brainstorming sessions. Create an environment where people can freely share ideas without fear of judgment. Brainstorming helps uncover creative solutions and often leads to surprising breakthroughs. Example: a product development team might brainstorm features for a new app. Even wild ideas could inspire practical, innovative solutions. 2. Seek the third alternative. When disagreements arise, ask, "What's a better solution that meets both our needs?" By exploring beyond my way or your way, you can discover a solution that satisfies everyone. Key tip: frame conflicts as opportunities for creative problem solving rather than win-lose battles. 3. Mix skill sets. Pair individuals with complementary skills to enhance collaboration. For instance, combining a creative thinker with a detail-oriented planner can lead to balanced and effective outcomes. Example: in a school project, one student might excel at research while another is skilled at presentations. Together, they can produce exceptional work. 4. Use collaborative tools. Leverage tools like shared whiteboards, project management software, or brainstorming apps to enhance communication and organization within teams. Key tip: tools like Trello, Miro, and Slack can facilitate effective collaboration in both remote and in-person teams. Real-life example: a team overcoming conflict. In a real-world scenario, imagine a cross-functional team tasked with launching a new product. The marketing team prioritizes speed, aiming to meet the launch deadline, while the quality assurance team insists on thorough testing, even if it delays the launch. Initially, this conflict creates tension. However, through open communication and a commitment to synergy, the teams uncover a third alternative: staggered testing and marketing phases. Marketing begins pre-launch promotions while quality assurance continues testing, ensuring both speed and quality. By valuing each other's priorities and strengths, the teams create a solution that satisfies everyone and achieves a successful launch. Connection to Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Habit 6 builds on Habit 5's foundation of understanding. To achieve synergy, you must first understand others' perspectives, goals, and concerns. This understanding fosters trust and collaboration, paving the way for creative solutions that benefit everyone involved. Habit 6, Synergize, demonstrates that collaboration and diversity are powerful tools for achieving extraordinary results. By valuing differences, building trust, and embracing the third alternative, you create opportunities for innovation, mutual growth, and success. As Stephen Covey says, synergy is better than my way or your way, it's our way. Now that we've explored the power of collaboration, let's move on to the final habit. Habit 7, sharpen the saw, where we'll learn the importance of self-renewal and continuous improvement. Habit 7, sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw is about self-renewal and continuous improvement. Stephen Covey uses the metaphor of a woodcutter sawing down a tree. Over time, the saw becomes dull, making the task harder and less effective. If the woodcutter stops to sharpen the saw, their efforts become easier and more efficient. The same principle applies to life. We must regularly renew and strengthen ourselves to maintain effectiveness in all areas. This habit focuses on preserving and enhancing your greatest asset, you. By regularly investing in self-care and personal growth, you maintain the energy, clarity, and balance needed to practice the other 6 habits effectively. The 4 dimensions of renewal. Covey outlines 4 key areas of life that require renewal. 1. Physical dimension, taking care of your body. This includes exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management. Physical health is the foundation of energy and productivity. NSN. Practical tips. Engage in regular exercise that you enjoy, such as walking, yoga, or strength training. Prioritize balanced meals and stay hydrated. Set a consistent sleep schedule and practice relaxation techniques to manage stress. Example, a person feeling fatigued and unproductive at work decides to integrate 30 minutes of daily exercise into their routine. Within weeks, they notice increased energy, improved focus, and better performance. Second mental dimension, stimulating your mind. Mental renewal involves lifelong learning, creativity, and critical thinking. It's about challenging your mind and staying curious. Practical tips. Read books, listen to podcasts, or take courses on topics that interest you. Practice problem solving or engage in creative activities like writing or painting. Limit distractions like excessive social media use that hinder mental focus. Example, a professional feels stuck in their career. By enrolling in a certification program, they gain new skills and rekindle their passion for their work, opening doors to growth and opportunity. Third, emotional social dimension, nurturing relationships and inner balance. Emotional and social renewal focuses on building meaningful relationships and managing emotions effectively. Strong connections with others and emotional resilience are critical for personal well-being. Practical tips. Spend quality time with family and friends. Practice gratitude and forgiveness to let go of negative emotions. Seek support when needed and express appreciation for others. Example, a person overwhelmed by stress reaches out to a trusted friend for support and begins a gratitude journal. Over time, they feel more grounded and connected, reducing their emotional burden. Fourth, spiritual dimension, renewing your inner self. Spiritual renewal involves connecting with your deeper values and purpose. It's about reflecting on what truly matters and aligning your life with those principles. Practical tips. Spend time in nature, meditate or pray to reconnect with your inner self. Set aside moments for self-reflection and journaling. Volunteer or contribute to causes that align with your values. Example, a busy executive dedicates 15 minutes each morning to mindfulness meditation, helping them stay focused, calm, and aligned with their goals throughout the day. The synergy of renewal. These 4 dimensions are interconnected. Improving one area often enhances the others. For example, regular exercise, physical, can boost mental clarity, improve mood, emotional, and deepen your sense of gratitude, spiritual. By sharpening the saw across all dimensions, you create balance and synergy, ensuring long-term effectiveness. Key lessons. 1. Self-care is not selfish. Taking time to renew yourself enables you to give your best to others. Neglecting self-renewal leads to burnout and diminished effectiveness. 2. Consistency is key. Renewal isn't a one-time event. Make self-care and personal growth a regular part of your life. 3. Invest in yourself. The time and effort spent on sharpening the saw pay dividends in productivity, happiness, and well-being. Story of the woodcutter and the saw. Stephen Covey tells the story of a woodcutter hard at work in a forest, trying to cut down a massive tree. The woodcutter, drenched in sweat, is clearly exhausted but determined to finish the job. His saw is dull, making the task far more difficult and time-consuming. Despite his effort, the dull blade struggles to make progress, forcing the woodcutter to exert even more energy. A passerby notices the woodcutter's struggle and offers some advice. "Why don't you take a break and sharpen your saw? It will make your work much easier and faster." The woodcutter looks up, visibly frustrated, and replies, "I don't have time to sharpen the saw. Can't you see I'm too busy sawing?" The passerby shakes their head and continues on their way, leaving the woodcutter to toil away inefficiently. The lesson of the woodcutter. This story highlights a common mistake many of us make: the belief that we're too busy to pause and renew ourselves. Just like the woodcutter who keeps working with a dull saw, we push forward with depleted energy, unfocused minds, and strained emotions, thinking we'll achieve more by staying busy. In reality, neglecting self-renewal only makes the task harder, reducing productivity and effectiveness. Sharpening the saw is a metaphor for self-renewal, taking the time to refresh your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. When you invest in these areas, you become more efficient, effective, and fulfilled in all aspects of life. The few moments spent sharpening your saw can save hours of effort later. How this applies to life. 1. At work, a professional who works long hours without breaks may initially feel productive, but soon face burnout, reduced focus, and poor decision-making. Taking breaks to rest, reflect, or learn new skills can significantly improve both productivity and job satisfaction. 2. In relationships. A parent constantly rushing from one obligation to another may neglect quality time with their family. Taking time to reconnect with loved ones through meaningful conversations or shared activities strengthens bonds and builds trust. 3. In health, ignoring physical well-being, skipping exercise, eating poorly, or not getting enough sleep can lead to illness, fatigue, and reduced performance. Regular physical renewal ensures sustained energy and long-term health. Practical takeaways from the story. 1. Pause to reflect. Take time to assess your current state. Are you working with a dull saw, pushing forward with depleted energy, or unfocused effort? 2. Invest in renewal. Dedicate time to self-care activities, whether it's exercise, meditation, or learning something new. Sharpening the saw makes you more effective in all areas of life. 3. Recognize the power of balance. Just like the woodcutter needed to balance effort with preparation, we must balance productivity with self-renewal. Neglecting one dimension can weaken all others. Practical applications. 1. Create a renewal plan. Set specific goals for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual renewal. 2. Schedule time for self-care. Block time in your calendar for exercise, learning, family activities, or reflection. Treat these commitments as non-negotiable. 3. Practice daily habits. Incorporate small daily actions like a morning walk, reading 10 pages of a book, or expressing gratitude. 4. Reflect regularly. At the end of each week, assess your progress in each dimension and make adjustments as needed. Real-life example: a balanced life. Consider a busy parent juggling work, family, and personal commitments. Initially, they neglect their health, relationships, and hobbies, leading to stress and exhaustion. By applying Habit 7, they create a renewal plan. Physical: join a yoga class twice a week. Mental: read 20 minutes daily before bed. Emotional: plan a weekly date night with their partner. Spiritual: spend Sunday mornings hiking in nature. Within weeks, they feel more energized, connected, and focused. Their renewed balance enhances not only their well-being, but also their ability to support their family and excel at work. Habit 7, Sharpen the Saw, reminds us that self-renewal is essential for maintaining effectiveness and balance in life. By investing in your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, you ensure sustainable success and fulfillment. As Stephen Covey says, renewal is the principle and the process that empowers us to move on an upward spiral of growth and change, of continuous improvement. With this final habit, you now have a comprehensive framework to live a more effective, meaningful, and balanced life. The 7 habits are not just practices, They are principles that can transform your personal and professional life. Frameworks and tools for effectiveness. Stephen Covey introduces several powerful frameworks and tools throughout the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People to help us better understand and implement the principles. These tools provide a practical roadmap for applying the habits in daily life, ensuring both personal and professional success. 1. The Time Management Matrix, Habit 3. The Time Management Matrix is a visual framework Covey uses to help us prioritize tasks based on urgency and importance. This tool ensures that we focus on what truly matters instead of getting lost in distractions or crises. Quadrant 1. Urgent and important tasks like meeting deadlines, handling crises, and solving pressing issues fall here. Spending too much time in this quadrant leads to stress and burnout. Quadrant 2. Not urgent, but important. These are tasks like strategic planning, relationship building, exercise, and skill development. This is the quadrant of effectiveness, where proactive, long-term success is built. Quadrant 3. Urgent, but not important. Interruptions, unnecessary meetings, and trivial tasks dominate this quadrant. Time spent here feels busy, but yields little progress. Quadrant 4. Not urgent and not important. Mindless activities like excessive social media scrolling or binge-watching TV belong here. Spending too much time in this quadrant leads to wasted potential. Key action. Focus on Quadrant 2 activities, schedule time for them, and consciously reduce time spent in Quadrants 3 and 4. Covey emphasizes that living in Quadrant 2 is essential for personal growth and sustained success. 2. The Circle of Influence and Circle of Concern, Habit 1. This tool helps distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. Circle of Concern. This includes all the things we worry about but cannot directly control, such as global events, other people's opinions, or the economy. Circle of Influence. This consists of areas where we can make a difference, like our attitudes, habits, and actions. Key action. Proactive individuals focus on expanding their circle of influence by taking responsibility for their choices and actions. This mindset fosters empowerment and growth, while focusing on the circle of concern leads to frustration and helplessness. 3. The Emotional Bank Account, Habit 4 and Habit 5. The emotional bank account is a metaphor for the trust and goodwill in relationships. Just like a financial account, it operates on deposits and withdrawals. Deposits, acts of kindness, honesty, keeping promises, and understanding others build trust and strengthen relationships. Withdrawals, breaking promises, being disrespectful, or failing to listen diminishes trust and weakens bonds. Key action. Consistently make deposits into your emotional bank accounts with others. Show empathy, maintain integrity, and prioritize understanding in your interactions. The Maturity Continuum, Habits 1 through 6. Covey explains that personal and relational growth occurs along a continuum of 3 stages. 1. Dependence, relying on others for success, happiness, or validation. Mindset, you take care of me. 2. Independence, taking responsibility for one's actions and becoming self-reliant. Mindset, I take care of myself. 3. Interdependence, recognizing that collaboration and synergy create greater results than individual efforts alone. Mindset, we work together to achieve more. Key action, strive to move from dependence to interdependence. While independence is important, true effectiveness comes from synergizing with others. 5. The Upward Spiral, Habit 7. The upward spiral represents continuous growth through learning, commitment, and self-renewal. Each time you practice the habits, you move upward, improving your effectiveness and overall quality of life. Key action, commit to regular reflection and renewal. Periodically assess your progress in all areas of life to ensure you're growing in alignment with your values and goals. How to use these tools together. 1. Daily practice. Use the time management matrix to plan your day around important, non-urgent tasks. Regularly reflect on your circle of influence and redirect energy from concerns to actions. 2. Relationship building. Make frequent emotional bank account deposits by practicing empathy, keeping promises, and showing respect. 3. Self-assessment. Use the maturity continuum to evaluate where you stand. Are you striving for interdependence and mutual success, or are you stuck in dependence or isolation? 4. Long-term growth. Align your efforts with the upward spiral by continuously learning, growing, and sharpening your saw. Conclusion: a framework for effectiveness. These frameworks and tools are designed to complement each other, creating a comprehensive system for personal and professional success. By integrating them into your daily routine, you can apply Covey's 7 habits in practical, impactful ways. Final thought: effectiveness isn't a one-time achievement, it's a journey. These tools guide you to make deliberate choices, build meaningful relationships, and create lasting results in every area of your life. Conclusion: a timeless framework for personal and professional success. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is more than just a self-help guide. It's a philosophy for living a balanced, purpose-driven life. The habits represent principles of effectiveness that transcend time, culture, and circumstance. They provide a step-by-step framework for achieving success by focusing on growth, relationships, and contribution. In this conclusion, we will reflect on the interconnectedness of the habits, their practical application, and their transformative power. Recap of the 7 habits. Be proactive. The foundation of personal effectiveness. This habit teaches us to take responsibility for our actions and focus on what we can control. By adopting a proactive mindset, we become the architects of our destiny rather than victims of circumstance. 2. Begin with the end in mind. This habit emphasizes the importance of defining a clear vision for your life. By aligning your daily actions with your ultimate goals, you ensure that your efforts are meaningful and intentional. 3. Put first things first, a natural extension of habit. 2. This habit focuses on time management and prioritization. By concentrating on important, non-urgent tasks, you stay aligned with your vision and avoid getting lost in the noise of everyday distractions. 4. Think win-win. Relationships thrive on mutual benefit. This habit fosters collaboration, trust, and shared success by encouraging a mindset of abundance rather than competition. 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Effective communication is built on empathy. By truly understanding others, we create connections and resolve conflicts in a way that strengthens relationships. 6. Synergize. This habit highlights the power of collaboration. By valuing differences and working together, we achieve outcomes far greater than what individuals can accomplish alone. 7. Sharpen the saw. Continuous self-renewal is the key to sustained effectiveness. By regularly investing in physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual growth, we maintain balance and vitality in our lives. The interconnectedness of the habits. The habits are not standalone practices, they are deeply interconnected. Together, they create a holistic system that addresses personal growth, interpersonal effectiveness, and long-term sustainability. 1. Personal victory leads to public victory. The first 3 habits focus on self-mastery or private victory. By being proactive, defining a vision, and prioritizing effectively, you build the foundation for personal growth. This foundation enables public victory, the ability to foster healthy relationships and collaborate effectively through habits 4, 5, and 6. 2. Synergy requires understanding. Habit 6, synergize, depends on habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Without understanding others, collaboration turns into compromise rather than true synergy. 3. Self-renewal sustains all habits. Habit 7, sharpen the saw, reinforces all the other habits. Without self-renewal, the energy and clarity needed to practice the habits diminish over time. By practicing the habits together, we create a self-sustaining cycle of growth and effectiveness. Practical application in daily life. 1. At work. Proactively manage your projects by focusing on what you can control. Habit 1. Align your work tasks with your long-term career goals. Habit 2. Prioritize your daily activities based on importance rather than urgency. Habit 3. Foster a collaborative work environment by seeking win-win solutions. Habit 4. Practice active listening with colleagues to build trust and resolve conflicts. Habit 5. Encourage teamwork and value diverse perspectives in group projects. Habit 6. Maintain your professional effectiveness by learning new skills and managing stress. Habit 7. 2. In relationships. Be proactive in addressing challenges and misunderstandings in relationships rather than waiting for the other person to act. Habit 1. Envision the type of relationship you want and take intentional steps to nurture it. Habit 2. Make time for what matters most, such as quality time with loved ones. Habit 3. Approach conflicts with a win-win mindset, ensuring mutual respect and benefit. Habit 4. Listen with empathy to truly understand the feelings and needs of others. Habit 5. Work together to create solutions that enhance your relationship. Habit 6. Renew emotional connections through meaningful conversations and shared activities. Habit 7. 3. For personal growth, take responsibility for your personal development by identifying areas for improvement. Habit 1. Set clear goals for who you want to become and what you want to achieve. Habit 2. Invest your time in activities that align with your values and aspirations. Habit 3. Build a supportive network of relationships that encourage growth and mutual benefit. Habit 4. Learn from others by understanding their experiences and perspectives. Habit 5. Collaborate with mentors, peers, or communities to enhance your journey. Habit 6. Regularly reflect, renew, and adjust your efforts to stay on an upward spiral of growth. Habit 7. The transformative power of the 7 habits. 1. Shifting mindsets. The 7 habits encourage a fundamental shift in how we approach life. They replace reactive thinking with proactive action, scarcity with abundance, and compromise with collaboration. This transformation empowers individuals to take control of their lives and contribute positively to their communities. 2. Building trust and influence. Trust is at the core of effective relationships and organizations. By practicing empathy, integrity, and mutual respect, the habits help build trust, making collaboration more fruitful and rewarding. 3. Achieving balance. Life is complex, with competing demands on our time and energy. The habits provide a framework for balancing work, relationships, personal growth, and well-being, ensuring holistic success. 4. Creating a legacy. By aligning actions with values, the habits enable us to live with purpose and leave a meaningful impact. Whether it's building stronger relationships, contributing to our organizations, or inspiring others, the 7 habits guide us to create a lasting legacy. Final reflections. Stephen Covey's message is clear. Effectiveness isn't about doing more, it's about doing what truly matters. The 7 habits are not quick fixes, but enduring principles that require practice, commitment, and reflection. They are tools for navigating life's challenges, fostering growth, and achieving fulfillment. 1. Start small, but start today. Choose one habit that resonates most with your current situation and begin practicing it. Small, consistent efforts lead to profound changes over time. 2. Share the journey. Encourage others to adopt the 7 habits. Whether it's family, friends, or colleagues, shared growth creates a supportive and enriching environment. 3. Embrace lifelong learning. The habits are a starting point, not a destination. Commit to continuous improvement and let the principles of the 7 habits guide you throughout your life. Covey's legacy. As Covey said, live your life by a compass, not a clock. The 7 habits remind us to focus on what truly matters, our values, relationships, and personal growth. By practicing these habits, we can achieve not just success, but significance, creating lives that are both effective and meaningful. With the 7 habits as your foundation, you are empowered to take control of your life, lead with integrity, and make a positive impact on the world. It's not just about what you accomplish. It's about who you become in the process.